Dragons coming to Florida. Horror Nights info is finally rolling out, and the Force is with Disneyland. This is your theme park news for the week of April 4th, 2024. Hey guys, it's me, Matt, back again with news and comments from around the theme park sphere. I'm working on getting the live streams up and running and flawless, so if you've tuned into any of them lately, thank you. And also, sorry. The plan is to do at least one a week across the platforms to get some conversations going, so be on the lookout for that. But for now, we got to get to these headlines. Universal just dropped a pumpkin-filled pipe bomb of news and information about this year's Halloween Horror Nights event in Orlando. Starting on August 30th and running on select nights through November 3rd, this year's event will once again contain 10 houses and 5 scare zones. Single night tickets are now on sale, along with RIP tours and the behind-the-scenes Unmasking the Horror tour. Breaking this morning, at Speculation Matt on X Twitter has snapped pics of the new merchandise reveal for 2024. Currently available at the All Hallows Eve shop in Islands of Adventure and the Five and Dime over at the studios, we're getting our first look at this year's logo and art style with a bright orange and green graffiti motif. It's a bold choice, and I'm excited to see what kind of scare zones and houses they have cooked up for us. What do you guys think about the new merch and logo style? Let me know in the comments, or just randomly yell it at different people on the street. Eventually it'll get back to me. I don't really know how social media works. Universal Orlando announced details on the Isle of Berk, the new area based on the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, opening alongside Epic Universe next year. It is the first time we've seen anything beyond construction photos as they released an official fly-through render of the new land. Plus we got names to go along with the rides. Everybody loves names. Nobody wants to go on a ride that doesn't have a name. Hiccup's Wing Gliders is a family coaster. Dragon Racer's Ride is a spinning dragon ride. Fire Drill is an interactive boat ride involving targets and water cannons. And there's a kids' play area called Viking Training Camp, because kids love to pillage, so that'll be fun. There's a stage show called The Untrainable Dragon with giant puppets and cool costumes. And of course there's a toothless meet and greet. No word yet on if you'll actually learn how to train a dragon, but I guess that's implied. Just good, because it's nice to learn a skill. You can put that on your resume. Or as, you guys in the UK call it, a CV. I don't know if that's true. We have CVS here. What are your thoughts on the new park so far? What do you think is going to be announced next? Let me know down below in the comments. I can't believe they didn't announce Super Nintendo World on Mario Day. Silver Dollar City has a new coaster as Fire in the Hole officially opened Saturday, March 30th. Not only is this the Branson, Missouri Park's largest family coaster, but it's also its single largest attraction investment to date. And I know that because it was in their press release, so once again, reading comprehension has served me pretty well. The 3-minute long coaster tells the story of the night the real town Silver Dollar now sits on burnt to the ground. Because a terrible tragedy always makes for the best coaster backstories. 14 show scenes are paired with 3 gravity-driven drops, and dear Lord, did they actually base this after a real-life fire that claimed lives, like real people died? The original Fire in the Hole ran for 51 years, which is a long time to be on a roller coaster, holding its final rides on December 30th, 2023. During the grand opening celebration, Silver Dollar City invited local firefighters to be among the first to experience the new attraction. And oh my God, I just looked up the original fire and 68 people lost their lives. But enjoy your new coaster, I guess. There's a new Halloween Horror Nights display at Universal Studios Florida. That's nothing too earth-shattering. There's usually HH merchandise for sale all year long. What is interesting is how the display has been decorated. It's leaning heavily towards Creature from the Black Lagoon. I say heavily as there just seems to be a Creature from the Black Lagoon in a corner. This is a house that fans have been wanting since a Creature Easter egg was featured in the Bride of Frankenstein house from HHN 30. For me, Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of my favorite classic Universal monster movies. Ever since I saw it in 3D on TV as a kid. Is this a hint that this might be one of the monsters in this year's Universal Monsters Unleashed house? Also, this was clearly written before all of that new merch dropped earlier this morning, because now this display contains all of the brand new merchandise with this year's logo. And instead of rewriting it all, I just added 2 new sentences here at the end. I didn't even bother to move this news piece up closer to the news story. I like to call this section transparency where it's not needed. It's a new segment of the show. Just me admitting to things. Be horrible. Live entertainment has slowly been returning to the Disney parks, and that includes a new limited time acrobatic show that debuted at Epcot. Forces of Nature by Anti-Gravity has started performing daily. And let's see what Disney fans think about the new show. Oh, shocking. They don't like it. Never would have guessed. Look at that. Oh, Disney fans. Season of the Force is returning to Disneyland. Running April 5th to June 2nd, this year's event starts with the debut of new scenes being added to Star Tours, including the addition of 3 Disney Plus shows, Ahsoka, Andor, and The Mandalorian. Fire of the Rising Moons also debuts on April 5th. The Nighttime Spectacular includes a new soundtrack themed to Star Wars that will play in Galaxy's Edge during fireworks viewing. Hyperspace Mountain, the Star Wars overlay of Space Mountain, will be returning for the duration of the event. Who doesn't enjoy a thrilling ride in the dark while the iconic John Williams soundtrack blasts into your ears? There are also a ton of special merchandise and food. And don't forget about May 4th. That's probably going to be a good day to show up. Me, I prefer to go on May 3rd, just so that I can say, May the 3rd be with you. And then the people stare at me. You know, I shouldn't be allowed to go to these things. They just ruin it for everyone. Are you planning to visit the parks to celebrate Star Wars this year? What are some of the Star Wars things you'd like to see incorporated into the parks? I'd like real lightsabers that I can just cut arms off. Again, this is why I should be banned from the Disney parks. Bob Iger, a man whose name constantly autocorrects to Bob Igor on all of my devices, has successfully fought off Nelson Peltz, who I think is the bully on The Simpsons. He's been running a campaign to add himself and former Disney CFO Jay Rasulo to the company's board. Speaking of bored, watching billionaires fight makes me incredibly bored. Just stop raising theme park prices and continue adding more value. That's all any of us really want, no matter who is in charge. Provide us with good entertainment at a fair price, and we won't care who's running things. I don't really care about proxy fights. I want cage fights or a good old-fashioned wrestling match. I will pay good money to see Bob Igor drop an elbow to win the Disney Championship belt. You better believe that. Did you like today's show? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Even if you hate me, I can handle it. Now I'm off to figure out how to get some of that sweet, sweet new HHN 2024 merch. You know, I guess I could just buy it with money. That's no fun. Merch.